Hello everybody, Jimmy is Promo here in this episode of Gadgets and Stuff. This is actually episode 8, and I will actually be talking about a Bluetooth version of the classic Nintendo controller that you'd be able to use with iOS and also Android.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Now, the great thing about this is that it looks like it's completely universal when it is talking about iOS, which means the iPhones. You also have the Mac OS, which is with the computers. And then here's Android, Windows, and they also have to have the word Bluetooth, and this comes from 8-bit DO, or 8-bit DO. And this is the NES30 version. And on the back, it actually just gives you a little example of all the different phones it works with, which it says example, iPhone, iPhone 5S, iTouch, iPad, Samsung, Note, and then it just goes on and on and on. And it just kind of talks a little bit about the battery that's on the inside and everything else. So I actually did cut this open just a little second ago, so let's open this up and see exactly what this bad boy looks like. There it is. This thing looks awesome. Not only does it look awesome, but let's see here. But it actually feels really good too. And then this right here looks like it's just a little cover. I don't know exactly what this is for yet, but maybe it'll show me a little bit in the instructions. But the buttons feel good, and it's lightweight, but it doesn't have that cheap feeling either. So it did actually take me a couple minutes to figure out exactly what is this little thing for on the back of this controller. I was trying to play around and see if it was actually a case for the front. It actually is not. This is actually what it is for, guys. Lay it right on the ground and place it right on there for your cell phone. So granted, I am not using this controller with a small screen of a cell phone, which you could definitely do because it is definitely mobile. You put both of these in your backpack or whatever you're going to do. I'm more or less using this one with my huge tablet on the Galaxy View, but you can use it with any other tablet too. But it's just a way that you'd be able to lay your devices in there. So if you need it at this type of an angle, which is not much of a incline, but you can do it that way. And then the other way is placing it on the very front up over here, where it is actually propping up, and then this is where you'd be able to play your games. Below here, it looks as if we have a little bit of the instruction manual, which there's probably going to be several different Bluetooth settings since this works with so many different products out there. And inside of here, it looks as if we've got our charging cord, and this one is a keychain. Let's see, what do we got here? Hold on, be patient. Yeah, this is actually a keychain, and it looks as if they are celebrating their 30 years. So I think it's basically in loving memory of the old days, which is really cool. So thank you for the keychain, Nintendo. All right, so let's move this on back, and let's look a little bit at this, just so you guys can get a little bit of a glimpse of exactly what all it looks like and what it can do and what it can pair with. So it looks as if mode 1 is just by pressing and holding on the start button, and this will actually act as a joystick if you're using it on Windows and also your Android. Now, if you press and hold on the start and the letter B, then this one looks as if it is mode 2, which is a Bluetooth keyboard. So this is for your iPhones and also the Android and Windows. Mode 3 looks as if this is referred to as iCade. So this will be anything Apple right here in mode 3. And that one is pressing the start and also the A button. And that one is just the normal input method. Mode 4, if you guys have a iPhone or also the Android phone and you have rooted your device, this one is for you. And then mode 5 is the USB joysticks that would be used on Windows only. So just so you guys know, my guess on if you're using this for Samsung devices will only be on mode 1. So let's actually press and hold on the start button and see what happens here. So looks like we got that little green light means that it was turning on, and also the pairing mode, and then blue blinking just means that it is ready to be paired. Now, it actually does say in the instructions, when you're going through modes 1, 2, and 3 and everything else, it's stating that if you're using either mode 4 or mode 5, what you'll actually have to do is unpair or unsync this controller that is on, let's say, your tablet or your phone or whatever you're using it on. You have to unpair it. You have to press and hold on the start button for 3 seconds. So once these actually both blink like that, then it's actually completely turned off. Then you're going to actually have to turn it back on with either the start and the Y, the start to X, the start to A, the start to B, whichever combination you're using, which again, Android phones will actually just be the start button. So what I will actually do now is go on upstairs and I will actually pair this with my huge Galaxy View tablet and play one of the games or two of the games, but I'll also side sync it so you guys can see exactly the functionality of what I'm doing. So let's go into that. Alright, so I just showed you guys off a little bit of the little NES old controller, and what I'll actually do right now is I'll actually, no, don't worry about it. I'll actually shrink this little video of me on the top just so you guys can see a larger view of the screen in the back. But all I'm going to do is actually just press and hold on the start key just so it would actually be able to turn on. And then this is actually pairing it for the joystick or the mode 1. And so what I'm going to do is head on over into the Bluetooth settings. So then this way I'd be able to pair the device. So there we are. It is actually as the input device, which is exactly what you want. And as you can see here, I am moving around a little bit of what's going on over here. So let's actually now minimize my little screen. You guys probably don't want to see that little mug anymore. All right, so let's go on over into the tablet. So what I'm going to first show off is I'm actually going to go into where it says the S console games. And just so you guys know, when you guys are selecting things on here, the B button, which is on the very bottom, is actually back, and A right over here is actually to select. So let's head on over into GT Racing 2. Let's actually try that one on out. And then this way you guys will be able to notice that if you guys have the huge Galaxy View tablet, which is the tablet that I have over here, that is what I'm using. Let me turn on the music a little bit. So the gameplay that you guys are seeing is actually on the Galaxy View. It's the huge tablet that's sold at AT&T, so you won't be able to see this game. I don't know, you might be able to play this game through the normal Play Store if you want to. So let's head on over into the gameplay and let's actually make sure and check out that all the controls are working out smoothly, which as of right now, it looks as if the up, the down, and everything is working. Let's see what happens if I hit the back button. There we go, it actually takes me back to the back button. So far, this is working out tremendously. And this is not a expensive controller either. So you guys possibly seen me do some videos where I'm showing off with the PlayStation 4 controller. And I'll say right now, the PlayStation 4 controller is not that great when you pair it with the Samsung Gear VR, and it's not really that great when you pair it actually with even the Galaxy View over here. Now, what is working perfectly, which I think you guys have seen other videos of me inside of the Gear VR, and I'm actually showing off a blue controller that I have. But yeah, so right now it looks as if you got the A button, that is your acceleration, or you'd actually be able to use the flappers on the very top as well. So if you use the top right flapper, that is actually your gas, and then the very top left flapper will actually be your brakes. Ow! Okay, all right, so learned. If you hit the B button, that is how you are able to look backwards. So I'm not really a big fan of that. I'm going to have to move the controllers around. And then you also got the X button. The X button looks as if that is your brake. So if you need to brake around the corner, there you go, just hit on the X, which is the button on the very top. And then Y, which is on the other side, is actually to change the view of where you're able to play your game. So this is actually more of me. I'm more of this little further away type of person here. So you can also hit the start button, and that is where you come up with the options and everything else. And so let's actually quit the race, and let's actually go into a different game. Let's actually try the Pac-Man game. So here we go. I'm able to switch it back and forth. Let's go to the play, and let's play for 3 minutes. I'm guessing that sound is probably going to be annoying for you guys, so I'll actually turn that down. So let's get us some of these dots. Does anybody really know what these things are called? I have no idea if they're dots, periods. I don't know. If anybody can let me know exactly, if there's actually a real specific name, a technical name that is made for these little guys, let me know. Little things that you're eating. Let's see. So I'm actually pretty impressed with this controller. It does an extremely good job. The control, everything is right. So even with it being Bluetooth, you can actually see, well, you can't really see it because you don't see me pressing the button within the milliseconds, but it actually is extremely responsive for this controller. So I think I've actually seen enough with this one.
So let's bring my little screen up just a little bit bigger. So if any of you guys are looking for a cool, awesome Bluetooth controller that you'd be able to use on tablets, you can also use it on any of your iPhones. You can use it, I guess, on your MacBook. You can even use it on Windows computers as well. And actually that little cord that comes in where you'd be able to charge the battery in this little baby controller is actually something that you'd be able to connect into the computer to actually do some input in keyboard and things like that as well too. So I hope you guys have liked this video. And if you guys want to know exactly what exactly is this tablet, it is the Galaxy View. If you want to know exactly where you can buy this exact controller, because there is several of them online, I will also put the link right below. If you want to have the Super Nintendo controller, you can have that as well too. And outside of that, I hope you guys like this. Make sure you guys hit on like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.